Good evening, guys, and welcome to round number 20 of the Apex Online Racing Championship. We're with the lads of F6. We are racing around Brazil, and this is one of my favorite tracks in real life and on the game, so I'm hoping for another cracker here today. Now, as we know from previous races, we know that the Sauber man, Sloshy, has already sealed the championship up. So there is no challenge for him. He can just take it easy. And also, the Alfa Romeo Sauber team have also clinched the Constructors title as well. So there's no pressure from them. But there is a battle to look out for here today. And that is with Sloshy's teammate, Romata, trying to chase down P2 in the championship, along with the Red Bull of Jacob. And at the moment, the man in P2, the Renault of Don Silva. Now, there is also another thing to look out for. The team battle between Red Bull and Renault. Both are very close in the Constructors Championship. So it's going to be interesting to see what these guys can do. Also, there is a battle towards the back of the top 10 in the championship, and that battle is including SJH, Baba, who is not here, and I don't think he is racing the rest of the season, so he might not be in contention. But SJH is in 7th at the moment in the championship, and we got a battle going down to P12 in the championship. So we got a few cars that are going to scrap it out to get in that top 10, get himself solidified. One of those guys is the guy on provisional pole, Danger. Got himself a podium last time out in Mexico, and he is hoping to do one better here today. Also, another one in that fight for the back end of the top 10 in the championship is Infinities. He came in, he got 2 wins back to back, but hasn't really had much going his way since then. He did have a good race, but finished P4, as Vallicello has, I think he might have dropped the car somewhere on this track. You can lose the back end on a couple of these curbs, and if you get too close to the wall, it can punish you. But Infinity's being another one in a battle as well. Vallicello's teammate Ivan, also another one. The Mercedes of Nas is also in that fight as well. And you know, 2 guys that are just hanging off the battle for second at the moment is James in the McLaren and Dale in the Haas. These guys are very close to that fight for second place in the championship. They're just a little bit off, but they can really throw themselves into the mix with a good result here today. So we got battles up and down the grid, from battling from P2 all the way to battling to get into the top 10 in the championship. We got Constructors battle for P2 in the Constructors. I think we've also got a few teams battling it out with the likes of McLaren, Williams, Haas battling it out, and then you got like the likes of Mercedes, Ferrari, Force India and Toro Rosso battling out. So we got Constructors battles up and down the grid. We got driver battles up and down the grid. And it's going to be a very, very interesting Grand Prix. And at the moment, the man on provisional pole, Danger, with a 107.5. Let's have a look and see what tyres they were on. They were on the super soft tyres. So good strategy. Good strategy. I rate that. Do believe the one stop is the way to go around this circuit. We got a few guys with soft compound tyres up there. And I can't quite remember what the third compounded tyre is. I think it might be... it's either the mediums or the ultra softs. I can't quite remember which compounded tyre it is. It's been a while since I've raced around Brazil, so you have to forgive me on that one. But I'll just have a quick look. We'll have a quick look to see. But we're getting excited to see this race around the Sao Paulo circuit of Interlagos. Also, we had the real life F1 Grand Prix starting today as well in Australia. Let me know in the chat, how do you guys think of that race? Do you think that new front wing aero regulation has really spiced things up with the overtaking? Now, I personally think it did. And we're hoping to see some good overtakes here today. Sneaky Ninja in the Renault is doing a good job right now for Renault, doing a good job for the constructors and potentially for himself and the drivers, because while he's a little bit off that battle for the top 10, he is not mathematically out of that battle yet. So he could, with a good result here, try and claw some good points back, but we're going to see. Oh, we had a bit of a back end slide from Danger there. Apologies for that, guys. I had to mute my mic 2 seconds as I was being spoken to by my mother. So, apologies for that, but we have stayed on board with Danger, who's going to peel into the pits and gets in that back end loss just a little bit too much for him. So we're on board with Ivan right now in the Ferrari, who got a podium last race. His first podium of the season, I believe. So great result from him. He's looking to carry that forward into this weekend. And the likes of Danger, he wants to go one better. He wants to get that win, that elusive win. And I know Infinities wants to get back up on that podium. So we're going to see if he can do that here today. So we got Ivan now coming up to finish his lap. Probably a couple of attempts lost here and there, just in the traction, but we're going to see. It looks like it could be an improvement, and it is an improvement, up into P9 with a 108 flat. But he is right behind the man who he was chasing down in the last race, Infinities. for that third spot on the podium. And what can Infinities do? Is he going to go better? Yes, he does. He goes right up into third with a 107.6. Fantastic lap from Infinities, but I've heard that both of the McLarens got some pace around here also. So these guys are going to be one to watch out for. James, he could still be in that scrap for second place in the championship, and Sloshy puts it up on pole as Infinities goes wide at turn 4, I believe. But with 15 corners on this track, a lot of traction zones, a lot of corners, but you just gotta roll the car through. Roll the car, try and carry as much speed as you possibly can, especially these two right-handers of turn 6 and 7, and it gets you in the position for turn 8 as we come through turn 9, a long swooping left-hander at turn 9, and then we got quite a tight corner actually at turn 10, and then we got turn 11, which I think it is flat out. I mean, I used to take it flat out in some of the lower gears, but if you go up a couple of gears too high, then it could really just spit you out onto the runoff area as Infinities is gearing up for a lap. Let's have a look at his ERS deployment, and he doesn't have a lot of ERS left. And Dan Gurd coming out of the pits looking to improve on his time. With 3 minutes and 50 seconds left in the qualifying session, who's going to be on pole position? Who's going to be the man starting at the front on the run down to turn 1 into the infamous Senna S's? Let's go back to broadcast view. As it really is very tight at the top. Just 13 hundredths of a second between Sloshy on provisional pole, Sneaky Ninja in second, and Danger in third. 13 hundredths of a second. That is very, very close. And Danger, is he going to pop in a quicker time? No, he's just starting his flying lap. Of course he is. We saw him come out of the pits earlier. Pay attention, Mike. Okay, but okay. But we're going to see now what Danger can do. Can he put it on pole here at Interlagos? It's not even Interlagos, is it? It's not. I did. Is it even Interlagos? It is Interlagos, isn't it? I'm not wrong. Yes, it is. It is Interlagos. Mike, what are you confusing yourself for? I don't know, but I don't know. I just know that there's a few versions of the Brazilian Grand Prix going back through the years. The original Sao Paulo Interlagos circuit, and then this one, the new one, as Danger goes on pole with a 107.359, sorry. So he has got a nice cushion of gap between himself and Sloshy. Just under 0.2 of a second. 0.179 faster, but we know Sloshy's going to be on a lap right now, and here he is going through the Senna S's of turn 1, 2, and around the long left-hander of turn 3. The second DRS zone on the run down to turn 4. This particular corner very easy to lock up and run right. Also, you got to be good on the traction. You don't want to take too much curb and just have the back end spit out on you. Then we got the double double left-hander up the hill as we come down now into the heart of the middle sector, where a lot of time can be gained and a lot of time can be lost. He comes around now, turn 11, breaking down into turn 12, and this little kink of turn 13, another little kink of turn 14 going up the hill. Around the final kink of turn 15 to the line, DRS wide open, and he's done it! He's done it with a 107.355, 400ths of a second quicker than Dan Gurr. And Dan Gurr is going to be sat there in the garage, probably saying, yeah, fair play, well done mate, well done. But Sloshy on provisional pole, is anyone going to challenge him? What can Sneaky Ninja do? Because now the qualifying session is over, so this is it. This is do or die moments for these guys. Can Sneaky Ninja pop it on pole as he climbs up the hill on the run down to the DRS zone? DRS wide open. Here he goes to the line. It's an improvement, but it's not enough. What about Infinity's in fourth? So coming into the final sector right now. Going up the hill. Jacob's retired from the session. He's going to be starting in P7 unless there's any improvements from behind him. But here comes Infinities as SJH gets up into 5th. And Infinities, he doesn't improve. Have we got anyone else on the lap? We got Richman. Richman going across the line now. What's his time going to be? Oh, that's great. That's great. The camera angle just cut away at the most perfect time possible. So that was a fantastic qualifying session. So here we are. Here's your grid. Sloshy on pole with Dan Gurr right alongside. Sneaky Ninja in 3rd. Infinity's 4th. SJH in 5th. Hamed in 6th. Nas in 7th. Jacob 8th. Aero Specialist in 9th. Bullet down in 10th. And then 11th. Vallicella with a free choice of tyre compound. Stern in 12th. Ivan 13th. Romata with a disappointing qualifying session down in 14th. Don Silva with a 15th on the grid slot for him. Rich 500 16th. Becken 17th. Dale down in 18th, and Richman is at the back of the grid in 19th place. And this is actually going to be very interesting for the battle for second in the championship, because Romata, Don are down the grid order, and Jacob, he's in the top 10, but we know how competitive this field can be, and we know that there's going to be a lot of pressure on those three guys to maintain momentum going into the final race weekend next week in Abu Dhabi at the Yas Marina circuit. Also, SJH and Sneaky Ninja quite a distance up the grid, meaning that they are doing their part for the Constructors' Championship as it stands. They're showing off their pace, and maybe this race could actually, if they get a good performance here, will help them on the run to securing second in the Constructors' Championship. Will there be any team orders between the Red Bull drivers and the Renault drivers eventually? Who knows? As we are waiting now for the formation lap to start, and now we get to see what tyres everyone is on. So yeah, it was the medium tyres. Medium tyres with the third compound tyre. And Don Silva is the only one outside the top 10 to start on the medium compound tyre. And Romata and Ivan have elected for the super soft tyres along with Dale down in 18th. Everyone else outside the top 10 have gone for the soft compound tyre. That being Vallicello, Stern, Rich 500 and Beckham and Richman. So this is going to be a very crucial race for Constructors and Drivers' Championship. And also bragging rights, Sloshy looking for another race victory. He's got another pole position. Dan Gurr looking for his first race win of the season. He's had a few podiums so far this year since his entry into F6, but we're going to see what he can do off the line. Quite a short run up the hill on the way down to turn 1. If we're gonna, right, here we go. We got the we're gonna go for the full screen off the line, I reckon. What are we saying? The full screen off the line, as these guys are lining up. Am I actually on the front, guys? Yes, I am. And here we go. We're waiting now for the 5 red lights to come on. And here they are right now. 3, 4, 5 red lights. And they're out, and we are underway for the Brazilian Grand Prix. And it's a great start for Dan Gurr. He's going to be right alongside into turn 1. Oh, but Sloshy able to hang it around the outside as we got some movement going around in the midfield as James gets past both of the Red Bulls, and Jacob also gets past his teammate. That's crucial for the battle for second. Nas getting into 8th place. Bullet is under pressure from Romata, who's had a great start. A great start. Let's have a look and see who's gained what positions. Yeah, Romata climbing 5 places to get up into P9 as Vallicello has retired. So what's gone on there? As I believe we just caught the rear end of Vallicello's crash off the back of Richmond. I think he might have lost traction out of turn 4 and collided with the wall. It's very easy to do on this circuit as we got Sloshy and Dan Gurr, and Vallicello has left the session. Obviously not very happy with what has happened. As we got Sneaky Ninja under pressure from James. This is for P3. Is James going to look to hang one around the outside? He does go to the outside. But he might just be setting up. He's keeping it tight around turn 3. And here we go. Slipstream. Is Sneaky Ninja going to defend to the inside? He parks it in the middle of the track. Good defensive work from Sneaky Ninjas. We got some more battling going down the grid as Stern and Dale have a bit of a ding-dong, and Stern's gone off track. And that is just going to let Dale and Rich 500 through into the top 10 as Ivan now dives up the inside of Stern. Infinities has actually lost at quite a lot of places off the start of this Grand Prix. And Don Silva up into 11th. He knows what he's got to do. He's got to do a good stint on those medium compound tyres. And Bullet is also out of the race. What's happened to Bullet? A Sloshy leads him around for lap number 3 as Sneaky Ninja sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Holding on to P3 right now. DRS is enabled, so is it going to be a matter of time? DRS wide open for Dan Gurr. But he's not going to make a move. What about with Sneaky Ninja and James? Not quite yet. Infinities gets past Don Silva. I wonder what happened to Bullet. Because Bullet was talking about his pace. His pace was pretty good around here, you were saying. So it'll be interesting to find out what happened to Bullet. Well, look at that. Practice, practice, practice. Got decent pace for once. What happened, Bullet? Oh no. Was there a collision with Nas? Because Nas is coming out of the pitch right now. Was there a collision with Nas? And Danger, he's gone to the inside for turn 1. This is for the race lead. Down the inside he goes. And it's a lovely move up into first now for Danger. Will Sloshy be able to come back with DRS now on the run down to turn 4. DRS wide open. Danger parking it in the middle of the track. As we got Bullet in the chat right now letting us know what's gone on and why he's retired. He decided to go into a gap that he had no business being. I completely missed the missed that, but so I mean I'm gonna have to see your POV and his POV, but it might be something to take to the stewards. It's unfortunate because Bullet, he did have great pace in the practice sessions, and he was looking to get some decent points here today. As we got Danger out in front right now, leading ahead of Sloshy. James has got past Sneaky Ninja now. So James is up into third. And then we got the two Red Bulls following behind. I defended the inside on the main straight and he gets a run on me and decides to go for my inside. Oof. Yeah, that might be something you want to take to the stewards, mate. But here we go on the rear end. Oh, Sneaky Ninja. Jacob's going to go to the inside for turn 4. No, he backs out of there. Thinks better. And SJH is also there in 6th. So this is a good result so far for the Red Bull cars. Both in some pretty decent positions in the top 10. So at the moment, Danger getting up into first place, leading the way from Sloshy. Danger looking for his first race win in F6, and I hope he does get it, because this guy right here, he's been on the podium a fair few times. He needs that top step. And we got James in third. Sneaky Ninja looking for a podium position here today, and Beckham's got a 3-second time penalty. So very easy also to get warnings for exceeding track limits on this circuit. And well, that's just what happens, as James also gets a 3-second time penalty. The Sneaky Ninja, he is going to be under pressure from Jacob. And Beckham's retired from the session. So what's happened to Beckham? We're on board with Stern just to see where Beckham's car is parked up to. What has happened to Beckham? I haven't even seen his car. Let's have a look on the TV pod, see if we can have a little look around for him. We got the back end loss on Nas right there. And yeah, we can't see Beckham's stricken car, so we have no idea what's happened to Beckham. Danger now has broken the DRS for Sloshy, so now he can just try and pull away from that Sauber. And James under pressure from Sneaky Ninja with Jacob right there. The battle for the podium is starting to heat up on lap 7, and Romata with an impressive start to the race up into P6 right now, chasing him, and SJH not that far behind. He could get in there as well. And Dale, who's an outside challenger for second in the championship along with James, is looking to get in that fight as well. And we got Ivan and Infinities having a bit of a battle for P9. So this will be interesting. The Ferrari versus the Force India. So we're going to stay on board with this battle unless I see the gap between Sneaky Ninja, Jacob and James close down rapidly, which will be on this DRS straight. I can guarantee it. In fact, Jacob is all over the back of Sneaky Ninja. So here we go as they run up the hill. As Bullet said, he had the pace for a podium. He reckons Shwmae isn't even close. I mean, Bullet hasn't had the best season so far. And Infinities does get past. Ivan is a side-by-side for the center S's. And Infinities makes the move. Lovely stuff, but I think Ivan will have DRS. And there's the inside being defended from Infinities. And lovely defensive work from Infinities to keep hold of P9 right there. So we're going to move back up the grid as Romata has got past Jacob. So now Romata has thrown his name into this battle by here. And we're going to see what kind of pace these guys have. Because they're not... Well, they're not that far behind Sloshy in second place. You know, 2 seconds. It's a bit of a gap, but it's nothing that can't be brought down. But with James now, with Sneaky Ninja, Romata and Jacob all in DRS of each other. It's just going to bring them all closer to him. And Sneaky Ninja is right there. He's going to the inside. Oh no, James blocks the inside. And then James comes back to the racing line. Could be a call for double defending but I am not a man in the steward's office. And Sloshy gets a 3-second time penalty, so that's really just spiced this battle up. As Romata tried to get his nose in down the inside of Sneaky Ninja, just trying to throw that Renault just off the ideal line, make him second guess himself to lose a little bit of time to James, so Romata can have a better run on him. And here goes Romata to the inside. Oh, he had a little luck, wasn't quite close enough to make anything happen. But surely now, with the second bite of DRS, Romata to the inside. Here he goes. Infinities is retired from the session. What's happened to Infinities as Romata gets past? What has happened to Infinities? Right, we're going on board with his teammate. See if we can see where Infinities has gone off to. Romata makes the move and gets up into 4th place. But what has happened to the other Force India of Infinities? Has he lost it? I'm not sure where Infinity's car is. I think he might have lost it on the exit of turn 3 perhaps. Very tricky corner, especially if you clip the curb. You can lose the back end very easy around that particular corner. Must have dropped there at turn 2. Possibly, or you know, turn 3 by here. Here we go, the battle for 3rd place as Richmond gets a 3-second time penalty. Between James, Romata, Sneaky Ninja and Jacob. And Dangur is extending that gap. The Sloshy is now at 3 seconds as Aero Specialist gets a 3-second time penalty. Also another battle we need to keep an eye on as well is this one for 7th between Dale and SJH. SJH does not have DRS to help him out. But is Romata going to get past James? No, because James is going to come straight into the pits. What about Dale? Is he going to get past SJH? He's going to try it around the outside. No, he's going to take the racing line, get the better exit. Out of turn 2, SJH a little bit compromised now. Dale with the DRS, with the slipstream. And goes to the inside. Is this going to be Dale up into P6? No, he kind of backs out of it. And we got Jacob all over the back of Sneaky Ninja. This is crucial for the Constructors' Championship. Hammers, mediums to the end. Easy enough. And yeah, it will be easy enough. Mediums from lap 12. Not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for some mixed weather conditions. I was hoping for intermediate conditions to wet conditions to back to intermediates to the dry conditions. That it doesn't look like I'm gonna get that, as Danger into the pits from the lead, and Sloshy's gonna follow him in. Romata continues on for another lap. Sneaky Ninja gonna pit in as well, so we can get a good undercut here on Romata and Jacob. So the pit stops are starting to happen right now. And there's a few guys going out onto the mediums. Don Silva now up into 8th place. Up into 7th actually. He manages to get past Danger through that tight and winding pit exit that we have here at Brazil. And Richmond is just up the road catching Rich 500. This is a battle for 5th, but it won't be a battle for 5th at the end of the Grand Prix, because these guys have got to make pit stops as well as the guys ahead. And Romata now on the run up the hill as Jacob gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to be crucial. Crucial for him versus Sneaky Ninja. And Romata comes into the pits and he has slowed down a bit too much, I'd say. As we got some strategy calls from Bullet in the chat saying Don will go to about lap 23, 24, then pit for supers. Maybe. As Dale is retired. What's happened to Dale? As he's lost it in sector 1. Oh my god, what has gone on there? Dale's car is parked up on the apex of turn 1. I have no idea what's gone on by there with Dale. But that is a very dangerous place to be breaking down. In fact, I've only just noticed this. The overcut has actually worked for Sloshy. The overcut has worked for Sloshy. He is now up into 4th, which will technically be first place when Don Silva, Richmond and Rich 500 come in for their pit stops. So Danger now has a 2-second gap he's got to make up. And I'm guessing he's lost that on the outlap with these medium tyres. They take a while to get up to speed. In fact, as Danger lagged out of the session because his car is ghosting right now. Danger is ghosting. Oh, what has happened to the Toro Rosso man? He is losing time. Oh, he's disconnected. As James gets past, this is terrible for Danger. He was on for battling for the win, and now, thanks to connection issue, he has dropped down now behind not only Sloshy but James, and he will be behind Romata. He's desynced. He's disconnected. Dan is out of the race. I mean, there's still a possibility that Dan could get back in his car if he rejoins the session again, but either way he's going to be well off where he was. This has actually just helped out Sneaky Ninja, because Sneaky Ninja is going to have DRS. Oh, no, he doesn't. Nah, he's out of the race. Dan Gurr has joined back. Oh, right, here we go. Dan Gurr has joined back. He's got to be careful about getting back into his car, if he can get back into his car. His car's still ghosting, so I don't think he can get back in. Nah, he would have been back in his car by now. So Dan Gurr, unfortunately, is out of this race. That's unfortunate for Dan Gurr. He was on for a great performance. As Rich 500 into the pits. Chucking on a set of medium tyres, going to the end. And Richman leading the way, but he is going to be under pressure from Sloshy, who is actually being caught by... Oh, actually no, he's just got past Don Silva. Actually, I thought for a second that was Don Silva catching him up, but no, 16-lap-old medium tyres versus 4-lap-old medium tyres. There's no contest, really. And Romata is hunting down the McLaren of James. So McLaren are going to get some decent points here today, with James being far up there. But I'm going to have to see the POV of what happened with Bullet, because Bullet, where he was talking about his pace, and I was hoping to see him coming up through the field. So we have lost. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Dale's gone. Oh no, Dale's already gone. Yeah, Dale was parked up on the pits. As we got Richmond now coming into the pits. He was parked up in turn 1, sorry. So 17 laps he has gone on those soft compound tyres. He's now strapping on a set of mediums to the end. 18 laps to go. Easy enough, and Dan Gurr's ghosted car is just going to drop out of the points. Absolutely tragic for the Toro Rosso man. He was on for the win. He was on for it. As Nas now finally gains a position after trundling along at the back of the grid since his early pit stop, for I can only imagine was collision with Bullet, from what I understand. And what has happened to Stern? Right, there he is. There he is. I was kind of like, oh no, don't let that pit lane glitch happen again. If you play this game, you know about that pit lane glitch. But at the moment, we got Sloshy gifted the leader of the Grand Prix, and Don Silva, who is yet to stop on 18-lap-old medium tyres. He's still going. And then we got James in third, under pressure from the other Sauber of Romata. And we have got who's on the Super Softs? Who is on the Super Soft, Bullet? Oh, yeah, soft. Sorry, my bad. I didn't read that tidy. Yeah, Nas will be pitting soon on these soft tyres. But at the moment, we got Sloshy leading the way. Don Silva, who has yet to stop. going long on those set of medium tyres. We got James in third under pressure from Romata. So this is the battle for what will essentially be P2 once Don Silva makes his pit stop. And Jacob in fifth, just ahead of Sneaky Ninja. He's maintaining that 1.2 second gap. SJH is about 2 seconds off Sneaky Ninja. Ivan down in 8th. So from the podium position he was in last race, he is here now in 8th place, with Rich 500 in 9th and Richmond rounding out the top 10 with Dan Gers ghosted car. I had to check then 2 seconds ago. It looked like it was solid, but Dan Gers ghosted car has gone and his teammate goes straight through him. No respect. He just got torpedoed by his teammate. There we go. Nice Toro Rosso joke for the F1 fans out there. And we got Stern in 13th and Nas, who has made his second pit stop now, in 14th. And yeah, Don's in the pits now, so now we'll see. He's got to be strapping on a set of soft tyres to the end, I think. So let's see, where will Don come out to? Where is Richmond? Richmond's going through turn 1 right now. AOR Specialist is going through turn 1. Where is Don Silva? This is going to be close on the exit. AOR Specialist will have the overspeed, so he is going to close up a bit. But Don Silva gets out in 10th place. And on those soft tyres, he can now chase down Richmond, Rich 500 and Ivan, and potentially get some good points for the constructors battle. So trying to look at battles on track right now. We got the battle for second place, James versus Romata. We got the battle for 4th place between Jacob and Sneaky Ninja, who is just outside of DRS. So a good run by here for the center S's. He could be well within DRS by here. So we're going to see what he can do. A bit off the apex through turn 1, but nah, it's not enough. As AOR Specialist sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. As he's having a bit of a ding-dong battle right now with Don Silva, but those soft tyres have got to be heated up now. So through sector 2, I'm expecting Don Silva to just be able to pull away. Yeah, it was always a toss-up choice really between the softs and the supers. Personally, I would have done the exact same thing as Don done, because I do not want to be struggling for tyre wear right at the end of the race, especially if I'm in a decent position. So Sneaky Ninja now, is he close enough in DRS? Doesn't look like it. And Sloshy gets a 3-second time penalty. That's his second one. And James, I know, has a 3-second time penalty. I'm not sure about Romata, but that could be massive for this race, because Romata could get the jump on both of them potentially. And did I see a speck of rain coming down? Surely not. Surely not. When I was in broadcast mode, then I thought I saw a speck of rain coming down. And Don Silva and AOR Specialist still having a bit of a battle. This is for the final points paying position. And for Don Silva, he's really got to try and pull away from this Toro Rosso right now. I mean, it is getting dark here in Sao Paulo. So, will there be rain? Will there be enough rain to warrant any kind of intermediate switch? No rain forecast, and I'm not seeing on my screen, but it is Brazil, that it is. Who could ever forget the fantastic Brazilian Grand Prix we had in, what was it, 2012 when Hulkenberg was on pole? The fantastic Grand Prix that we've had, the changeable conditions we've had here in the past at Brazil. But it is starting to get dark out there. And Sloshy right now controlling the pace. James just ahead of Romata. Lads, I urge you to keep it civil in the chat. Keep it civil. And here we go. Romata. He's going to have DRS. He's going to go to the inside. No, he's going to hang it around the outside of turn 1. Side by side. Here they go. Romata. He's much faster through turn 2, and turn 3 he's going to have a good run as well. DRS wide open again. James with a defensive move to the inside, but Romata has gone even further on the inside. And he has got that move done. And in fact, no, he hasn't. They're side by side up the hill through the double right-hander. And Romata has locked up. And that's just going to invite James back through. These guys have been side by side for the majority of Sector 2. And Romata just about gets ahead of James. But a great battle in between them. So now we have a Sauber 1-2. A familiar sight, I think we can all agree, in this league. And we got Sneaky Ninja now within DRS of Jacob. So now this is going to be a crucial move. Also, we got to remember, James will have the second bite of the cherry by here. Can he get anywhere near Romata? No, but he is all over the back of his gearbox. So the battle for second is definitely not over, and the battle for fourth has just begun. As the gap seemed to have stabilised a bit. The only other close gap we have is Dan Gurr's ghosted AI falling off the back of Stern, and will soon be under pressure from the Mercedes of Nas, who is going to be losing some points here today, as well as Dan Gurr, who was on for a fight for the win. In fact, I reckon he was on for the win. A Sneaky Ninja has dropped off Jacob just a little bit. And James, DRS wide open. Can he close up enough to Romata? Through turn 1 and 2 for the center S's. Around turn 3, can he get a good launch off this corner? The long left-hander. You get a good slingshot, you can actually make up a lot of time on turn 3. But he's not close enough for the move. And neither is Sneaky Ninja. In fact, James right now, he is all over the back of Romata. So this will be a scrap and a half. And it does... It's not just me, it does look like on the broadcast camera, every now and again you get a little speck of rain coming down. It can't just be me. Because the clouds are there. Do they have any rain in it? I don't know, but here goes James now. DRS wide open. And is he going to get past Sloshy? Yep, Sloshy's going to drop back behind James. So Sloshy will have DRS on James, but unfortunately he didn't get the slingshot effect through turn 3 he was hoping for, so there won't be no move made into turn 4. As SJH gets a 3-second time penalty. And with Ivan catching up to SJH, that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So Romata appears to be falling off the back of James at this moment in time. What's their ERS looking like? Romata does have a lot of ERS and James doesn't have any. James is on 7% ERS and he is going to start to gain some of that back, but 51% ERS for James. So that could be the difference in James getting back down into third, because Romata is the one who has more ERS, not James. Mike, you're an idiot. I know. I know. Before anyone says in the chat, I know. I know. But we got a great battle here for second place between these two. Both, I believe, are equal on their penalty points, penalties, as well, the number of penalties that they have. So it will literally be a battle on track. And I swear, through that middle sector, it does look like it is starting to rain. I know I'm sounding like a broken record right now, but it really does. As Dan Gur's AI has come into the pits. And he's chucked on 12 lap old super soft tyres. I mean, that is what you like to see. But it does look it though. It looks like it though, Bullet. It might not be, but from what I'm seeing, it does look. It does look a little bit. So Romata all over the back of James for P2. I think Sloshy, 6 seconds of penalties he has, unless he drops another penalty here, should be safe for the race victory. And Jacob has managed to get a bit of a gap now between himself and Sneaky Ninja, so that's starting to stabilise SJH in a bit of a no man's land right now. In 6th place, Ivan in 7th, as Nas and Stern both respectively get 3-second time penalties. In fact, they're close on track, so let's have a little look. Both of them got penalties at the exact same time. I mean, it's not for a points paying position, but we want to see as many cars battling as we can. In fact, this is one for a point paying position. Richman versus Rich 500, and Don Silva is not far behind him on those soft tyres. So this could be a big scrap by here that could bring Don Silva right into play. These guys hold each other up just about enough. And here we go, DRS right open. Rich 500 goes to the inside. Richman tries to hang it around the outside. This side by side through turn 4. And Rich 500 keeps ahead for the time being. But Richman, he is still there. He is sniffing that 8th place. And in fact, Ivan is only right there. So this could be a battle for 7th place on the track. We're going to go on board with Don Silva just so we can get a view of what Don Silva will be seeing right now. He is going to be looking at these two on track thinking, yes, I want to be involved in this fight by you. So we'll see now what Don Silva can do. He is closing up. He is just outside the 1 second mark. Another lap and he'll be within DRS. And Richmond not close enough to get the move done on Rich 500. And Ivan is starting to just extend that gap just a little bit out ahead. And we're going to go back up and see what's happening at the top end with Romata and James. Romata does have more ERS deployment available as he is in hot lap mode. And he'll drop it down to overtake as he goes up through the gears. Overtake giving you better straight line speed, while hot lap gives you the better traction, but he drops it down into 1 to save as much as he can. And James on 19% battery, so there's a difference of 40% between these two. I don't know if Romata knows, but he does have the advantage by here. He can really go on the attack on the straights. Let's see what's happening down the grid. And Don Silva is in DRS right now. So here we go. Now Don Silva is being brought into play by these two. Rich 500 and Richmond. The battle of the riches for P8 is starting to bring in the Don. So we're going to see what happens there. Could be a very important position for Don Silva to get up into 8th place, especially with Red Bull up in 4th and 6th. The battle for the constructors. Remember, the battle is very close right now. Sneaky Ninja is going to bring home some good points for Renault, but Don Silva needs to bring home as many points as he can, especially considering Romata and Jacob are both battling him for P2 in the championship. So at the moment, James is doing a good job of limiting the points that Romata can get against Don Silva, while Jacob is in a bit of a world of his own, but Sneaky Ninja can close up, especially if Jacob has a penalty and Sneaky Ninja does not. And James does appear to have a little bit more pace, you are right. He just seems to be managing his ERS a bit better. And here we go. 8th, 9th and 10th. Very close on track. And Aero Specialist only 1.2 seconds behind. So this could be a very tasty scrap as we got a bit of grass being kicked out from Rich 500. So here we go now up the hill. And Aero Specialist is going to be in DRS as well. So the Toro Rosso is being brought into play. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a four-way scrap at the bottom end of the top 10. And there we go. Richmond down the inside of Rich 500. This side by side. Rich 500. Oh, they're into the wall. Oh my God. Both Richmond and Rich 500 have collided and have gone straight into the wall. Richmond still going, but Rich 500, his wheel has popped off, his suspension broken, and Richmond has definitely got front wing damage. It's difficult to place the blame on anyone at the moment. You know, we don't know from POVs and everything from there. Ricardo at fault there. Which one's Ricardo? Is it Rich 500 or Richmond? I forget. And we got Romata right on the back of James. We're on the final lap of the Grand Prix. Jesus, that's gone fast. And that's just made it even worse for Rich 500 but there, because it's so close to the end. And a little bit of wheel banging from James and Romata as they come into sector 2. Romata has a look down the inside through the double right-hander, and he just about gets it done. Can James do anything? Remember, he's going to have a good chance up the hill. as long as he can get his run out of the final, well, I say final corner, as long as he can get the run out of the corners beautifully, especially this corner by here, as long as he can get the traction, a good run out, he can actually put some pressure on Romata. But here we go, across the line. Sloshy has won the Brazilian Grand Prix. Now let's have a look at this battle. And Romata is going to get the victory over James. So Romata P2, and Sneaky Ninja does get fourth because Jacob did have a penalty to his name. So that's going to be good for the battle in the constructors. Ivan finishes 7th, Don in 5th, Aero down in 9th, and unfortunate for Richman there, collision with Rich 500. Obviously the battle for 8th was a big one, and then we got this battle for pretty much no points whatsoever, but it was a battle nonetheless, and I'm pretty sure both of them will be glad that they actually had a battle this race. But we got a McLaren on the podium, we got a double Alfa Romeo Sauber on the podiums. Both Renaults, both Red Bulls in the points. Things are starting to heat up, especially for that battle for second in the championship, as Aero Specialist has left the session. So there we go. Sloshy, Romata and James are on the podium. So we're going to take you through the race results. So we got Sloshy first place, Romata second, James third, Sneaky Ninja fourth, Jacob fifth, SJH sixth, Ivan seventh, Don Silver eighth, Aero Specialist ninth, Richmond 10th, Nas 11th, Stern in 12th, and then we had Dan Gurr, who disconnected. His AI drove it home in 13th, and then we got the DNFs, the non-finishers, Rich 500, Dale, Infinities, Becken, Bullet, and Vallicello. And there's going to be some harsh words going back and forth in the group chat, as well as towards the stewards, because I can imagine there are going to be a few inquiries being sent forward. But the Brazilian Grand Prix did not disappoint. It was an entertaining race to watch, and we're going to see if we can get our podium winners. You know, just waiting for confirmation, really. Gonna give it until, well, we're gonna give it 2 more minutes. If we can't get anyone in for an interview within 2 minutes, I'll just wrap it up. She has agreed for a podium interview, so we're going to get our race winner in here. A man who was really gifted the win. And trust me, I will be saying that. I will be saying he was gifted the win. So we got the interview. Just waiting for Sloshy to join. And here he is, our race winner, Sloshy. Now, before we get into it, it's probably the easiest overtake for the lead you've probably ever had to do, with Danger going out thanks to disconnecting issue, but it was still a stellar drive from you, mate.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a lot of practice. I haven't been able to race 2 weeks due to the Fanatec thing. But the pace was on the supers. I wasn't very happy with it, so I changed my downforce from 1 to 2 front wings, and that really helped my pace on the mediums. So I don't know if I would have been able to challenge Dan on the mediums, but yeah, I don't think I deserved to win this race. Dan deserved it much more than I did. So yeah, unfortunate for him, but still managed to get a few good laps in at the end to cover my penalties, because I had a lot of stupid penalties. It was just my
Yeah,
own
I did.
fault.
I did catch your name popping up a few times. I think it was 6 seconds, wasn't it?
9 at the end, even. So
Oh, it was
it
9.
was pretty close. Yeah.
So that would have put you right under pressure then, because I know Romata and James both had a 3 second time penalty as well. So
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I was in the party with Ramata, obviously. So he told me about his own and Hamres' penalties. So from about, I didn't know if you got that, but I was from lap 30 or something. I was driving 10 halves, mid tens, whereas first I was driving 11, low 11. So I knew I had to up the pace, and luckily I managed to do that.
well, it was another fantastic dominating performance from both you and Romata. You're really just putting the nail in the coffin in the constructors, like it wasn't already over to begin with. But another 1-2 again, and also now, your teammate is right within the mix right now for second place in the championship. You know,
Yeah, he
will
should
it
be
be
able to
team
do it.
orders? Will it be team
Of
orders in Abu
course,
Dhabi?
of course. If he's in a position to get second in the championship, I might make a mistake or two in the hairpin. So I guess we'll see.
Well, apart from being robbed of a great battle that you could have had with Danga, were there any particular highlights of your race and that? Because we did have a few DNFs going around.
Yeah, I think my highlights were just the defense from Dan in the first few laps was pretty okay, I guess. Didn't leave him any space to overtake, but I knew he was very close once he overtook me. So I knew he had more pace than me, so I decided to let him go. No point in over defending.
I mean, he was under pressure early on from Sneaky Ninja in the Renault. I mean, I was surprised at the Sneaky's pace here. It looked like sometimes he was on pace for you guys
Yeah,
in that
I
first
uh,
stint.
I saw him after Dan, or even when I was in front of Dan. I saw first there was a gap because of an incident, I believe, and after a few laps, I saw that, that yellow dot getting closer and closer on the circuit. So yeah, he had pretty good pace in the first few laps, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he made a mistake, but yeah, unfortunate for him.
Well, I mean, it was a stellar race from yourself. Once again, proving why you are the F6 champion. And it's good to see you back out there on track instead of slumming it here in the commentary booth with me, like what happened in Mexico. But yeah, it was a fantastic race, and we hope to see what you can do in Abu Dhabi next week. And just
Yeah,
congratulations on the
likewise.
win.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
See you in Abu Dhabi.
All right, great stuff. We're gonna have a look now, see if James would like to. Yep, we got Romata coming in right now. So, Joe, actually, we'll keep our race winner in here as well, so we can have a bit of sober banter.
Listen what he says because I believe there was a incident between Hamres or Ramata or an overtake, but Hamres thought it was a dive bomb, so guess it's
I
interesting to
mean,
see what both their perspectives are on that.
from my view on the broadcast cam, it did look like some very good side by side action throughout the entire thing. And here comes second place Romata, and fantastic battle with James. First of all, mate, that was quality for P2, and congratulations on the podium.
Yeah, thanks. Wow, from 14th place to second place.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what happened in qualifying.
Yeah, I bottled it. I don't know. I couldn't get the lap together. I don't know. And in the race, I was 1/10 of Slashy's best lap time. So, yeah, I don't know what happened. I fucked up. But really scary though. What happened on I think lap 3 or 4 with Banke and somebody else.
He said it was a Mercedes, and I noticed that Nas was in the pits at the end of that lap, so I can only assume it was Nas and Bullet that collided, but I didn't actually
Yeah,
catch it.
I had to go really, really hard on the brake and just pass through the middle like the GP at Brazil Cup. I think it was 2 years ago when everybody crashed in the wet weather. Looked like that. Didn't record it. After that, I thought, let's record this. Maybe some other shit will happen.
Well, I'm pretty sure you probably had one of the most busiest races in this race coming back from 14th, especially through lap one, getting up to P8 on the first lap. What a first lap from
Yeah.
you. Were there any moves that you thought, oh, this is perfection?
Yeah, like in Mexico, everybody breaks so early into the first turn. Maybe they are more cautious than me. I don't know, but I gained a lot of places, and there was a lot of wheel banging in front of me, so I can benefit from that. But then again, the battle with Hambres, yeah, I saved a lot of fuel and already told Slushy in the party that I'm gonna set up a move in maybe like 1 or 2 laps. but I did, but then all my gas uh, was gone and no ERS, so he overtook me again. So I
Phew.
started saving again, and luckily on the last lap I took him on a very special place actually, not a very overtaking spot, but I got the footage, so he thinks it's a dive run, but I don't think so. I think it was just a nice overtake.
I didn't really see it as a dive bomb. I was seeing like brilliant side by side action between the two of you for like half a lap, and I was just there reveling in it because it's what we want to see. And I actually thought it was raining towards the end of the race. I kept saying in the commentary, "Is it raining in the second sector?" It did look
Yeah,
like
it
it was
got pretty
raining.
dark. Got pretty
Yeah,
dark at the end.
yeah, it was really slippery as well. Yeah, with the tires. They were already at lap 30 or something. So yeah, don't know what happened.
Well,
Had fun race.
with this second place now, and with Jacob finishing in fifth and Don down in eighth, you have really just thrown yourself into that battle for second place.
Abu Dhabi is not my track. I hate it. I think I become like 10th or something. I don't know. Or I need to practice together with Charles, and maybe we got some tips or something. I don't know. But yeah.
I'm looking at the overtake right now from last lap, but it seems like a pretty clean move. I don't know. We were really
Yeah,
close, so we would have to decide. Yeah, doesn't look like much of a dive bomb.
Yeah,
no,
like the
like I said,
Belgian.
from my perspective on broadcast, it just looked like brilliant racing between the two of you, and it was fantastic to see. I know James is in the chat right now. I mean, I'd like to get James in here for an interview. So if James,
Also in the race, some screw drop off. I don't know where it came from.
Well, Abu Dhabi, it's just a very hard track to get right with the penalties as well, so that's gonna be another thing to take into account.
Bunch of screw was from a wheel.
Just for the interviews, what he has to say about the race.
well, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the first stint with Soshi and Dan fighting at the front, and Euromata coming through the field, yo, Sneaky Ninja, getting, he had some pace today. Sneaky Ninja, both of the Red Bulls were up there. It was just fantastic to see so many different people actually on the pace for once instead of it being like really kind of spaced out like halfway through the race because there was always a battle going on.
Yeah,
So
I
good
was watching.
that I started with 14, so you could watch me overtake complete.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
also I watched the quali times and from pole to 17th place was all very close altogether.
I mean, there were a few incidents in the race, and I don't know if you guys saw the Hasadale parked on the apex of turn one, but yeah, I came across that on the stream.
Haven't seen it. Nope.
Oh, you were lucky then. Literally, he retired from the race, and his car was parked up on turn one on the apex.
Oof. Not ghosting, I assume.
No, he wasn't ghosting either.
Oof. They really have to fix that for F1 2019.
Yeah, they do, and I don't think Ames is gonna be joining.
Well, he's reacted to the stream, but
Yeah, he's jumped in the stream.
You have invited him, right? For the party?
I haven't invited him. I just put in the group chat now, see if he's joining.
Also, the race was a little bit like, I think it was Japan, but then it was me at first, and Shurs came in second and was gaining. But he did some hammer time laps, a couple of laps.
Oh, James is not. He's not online. But do you know what? I think I might try and get my driver of the day in here. Think I might get my driver of the day in here. Sneaky Ninja is my driver of the day.
Where did he finish?
Fourth.
Oh, really nice.
I'm gonna get my driver of the day in here as well because he had a very fun-filled day.
I'd say also Dan, before he retired. Very was already pulling away from everyone, so
I'm gonna see if Sneaky's gonna join. Mr. Driver of the Day. Really heated up that battle for second in the Constructors' Championship now.
Yeah, I think Andres did also a pretty good job there. Good qualifying.
Right, and our driver of the day has joined the party, Sneaky Ninja. What a
Driver of the
race, huh?
day, eh?
Yeah, you're my driver of the day, bud.
Yeah, it was a good race. Disappointed that I couldn't quite get the podium, but yeah, put it all together for once. Qualifying was good, although again, maybe should have gone a couple of tenths quicker, but I still think I'd have been P3. And then
I'm not gonna lie,
a couple
but
of small.
your battles with the Red Bulls and Romata, Sloshy, and James early on, they were great, but
Yeah, just slowly falling backwards. That was the issue. I made one or two small mistakes that let Hamres Jacob past at 1 or 2 points, but managed to keep it clean with no penalties, and I really did wonder. I knew Jacob had one penalty. I wondered if Hamres and Ramata might have a couple that would put me up into a podium position.
I think they both had one each, wasn't it?
They both had one I saw at the end, and I was just outside, but incredibly close after penalties, the top 5.
Alright, and
yeah.
you've
And I gotta be honest, I when I saw you come closer and in the first couple of laps, I got pretty nervous. I thought maybe I don't have the pace for this race. Sneaky
Yeah,
is much faster because there was
I
an
thought,
incident in the first lap, I believe, and it got a pretty big gap.
yeah,
between
that
Dan
did
and
slightly involve me. It was me and Infinities going down into turn 4,
yeah,
and just
then
had a tiny bit of contact. And yeah, I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked it back over properly yet, but I think it was quite unfortunate. I don't think anyone did anything too untoward. It's just how
just a
it
racing
goes
incident.
sometimes. Yeah, it's my view, but
Well, after that you had pretty nice pace, so good job, I'd say.
yeah, I was surprised you and Dan didn't pull away faster.
Nah, it was probably me. I wasn't that fast on the super, so I changed my downforce.
You're battling as well.
After yeah, I changed my downforce in the pit stop, so that really helped for the second stint.
And Dan has just commented in the stream, thanks for your kind words, Sloshy. Somehow the game or my internet connection does not think I deserve a win. It does happen all the time.
Absolutely got to agree. Dan was
Dan,
surely
you
on for the
100%
win in that.
deserved the win, but you
Yeah.
did. Everyone here
For
agrees with it.
After all his even in some other races, he's just been unlucky. He had the pace, like in Russia. He had very nice pace, faster than me. And yeah, just because
In
of what
Japan,
happened
I
in the
think he
race.
disconnected before the race start as well.
He really deserved it. When me and Slushy already said in the party chat that he just deserved the win, and he had the
Yeah.
pace. But, and
But also,
I was also surprised that he was out of the race. I didn't know that until I saw that it was P3.
I didn't know he was out the race either. Here we go, Dan's going to get a brilliant undercut here on Sloshy. Sloshy's come out of the pits, and I'm just looking at other people, and I just see Sloshy's ahead of Dan. I'm like, what's happened to there?
Yeah, well, we pitted on the same lap, so I saw I got pretty close to him after the pit, so at first I just thought I had a good pit stop, but then I saw him lagging very much, and yeah, after 10 seconds he was just gone.
And, it's unfortunate when that happens, Dan, but you know, the internet is you need to be having some words with your internet, I reckon, mate. Some strong words.
It's good talking to.
But you know, Sneaky, you're gonna have some overtakes to send for me for the highlight reel.
Not from today, I don't think, Mike. I don't think I went past anyone.
Don't lie to me now. But I seen you go past a few people.
No, I'm pretty sure I just went. I might have got. I went past Jacob, I think, as he came out the pits. But
I'm pretty sure
I
you
can't
was
remember any.
battling at the early part of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was Hamres going past me, Ramata going past me, Jacob going past me.
But you know, you got back past Jacob. That's all that matters, especially for the constructors' championship.
Absolutely, it's going to be tough though. It's I think they've gained 2 points on us. We're already behind, so it's going to have to be a strong final race for me and Don.
Do you reckon you can do it?
Abu Dhabi.
We'll give it a go. Definitely give it a go, but it requires 1 or 2 podiums for us. Probably, I think.
Hang on, Sneaky. I've already asked Sloshy this. I'm going to ask you as well. Abu Dhabi, if Don is behind you, will there be team orders landing through so we can get second in the championship?
If the situation's right for that, yes, depending on tyres, depending on how it is, but yeah, I'm not going to hold him up in any situation.
My God, everyone's a bunch of Ferraris, but yeah. Well, anyway,
I'm fighting for P11 in the championship or something, so it'd be silly to get in the way.
James,
yeah, true.
On the radio. Sneaky, it's James.
I can.
Current standings then? How much is the gap to? How many points?
Well, Mexican Grand Prix hasn't been updated on the standings yet, but it's whatever I put in the group chat. But I know there's a couple of instances that the stewards haven't actually got back to anyone on it yet. But apart from that, I think you, Jacob, and Don are within. You're within like 10 points of each other now, I think.
Dan said in the stream as well. I held him up in the pits. I was hoping so as well. I saw that he was in the pits and I was driving past him, so I thought this is my chance to gain. Sorry, Dan. You're still listening.
Anyway, it was a fantastic race. I want to thank our race winner for joining me, our second place for joining me, and our driver of the day for joining me. So we had Sloshy, Romata, and Sneaky Ninja here. I have been IvorBrynMike, your commentator, and we'll catch you next week for the grand finale at Abu Dhabi, and we shall see you then. Say goodbye, people.
See ya.
Bye, guys.